Usually weird things don't happen at darts matches, but this time things went completely wrong. We reveal today why things went wrong in this PDC darts match. You won't believe what happened during this match. It was a big battle at the Kazoo World Darts Championship, where Mensur Suljovic and Michael van Gerwen fought hard on the throwing line. The tension was strong as the match hung in a tight spot, tied at 2 legs each in the 5th set. Everyone was watching Van Gerwen as he stood at the throwing line, with his fate within his reach. He had a chance to finish the match in a great way, with a shot at scoring 121 points that would make the crowd very excited. But then, in a surprising move, he chose not to aim for the bullseye, the usual way to finish. Instead, Van Gerwen aimed for a single 18, leaving himself with 32 points to win the match. It seemed like a risky move, a plan based on his confidence that Suljovic, despite playing well with an average score of 101, wouldn't be able to achieve the high 161 points needed. Unfortunately, the risky move didn't work out, and it was this mistake due to which the match had gone wrong for him. Mensur Suljovic, the Austrian star who doesn't draw much attention, stepped up to the throwing line with strong determination. With the pressure on him, he threw perfectly, hitting triple 20, triple 17, and then the bullseye. The crowd cheered loudly, showing their excitement as Suljovic achieved something incredible. Commentator Wayne Mardle couldn't believe what Van Gerwen did. He thought it was arrogant and showed a lack of respect for his opponent's abilities. Mardle was even more surprised when Suljovic hit the final bullseye, securing a moment that would define his career. Another commentator, Eric Claris, known for understanding the sport well, didn't hold back either. He criticised Van Gerwen for being disrespectful with his bold move. The atmosphere was intense, not just because of Suljovic's win, but also because people were criticising Van Gerwen's tactics. When the camera showed Van Gerwen's face, you could see a mix of emotions: embarrassment, frustration, and maybe even a bit of disbelief. The arena, which was previously not very supportive of Suljovic, now celebrated his win loudly, showing how they felt about Van Gerwen's choice. In the era of social media, the discussion didn't stay limited to the arena. Fans from all around the world joined in, criticising Van Gerwen for his disrespectful and arrogant behaviour. This moment didn't just lead to a clash on the throwing line, but also sparked a passionate debate among darts fans worldwide. Don't forget to hit the bullseye so you never miss out on any of our amazing darts videos. In darts, the challenge isn't just about throwing accurately and aiming well, it's a mind game that can either help or hurt a player's performance. While mind games have always been part of the sport, some players take them to a new level, going beyond what's considered fair play in their quest for victory. One exceptional player in this area is Gerwyn Price, known for his fearless approach to getting into the opponent's minds. But he's not alone. Throughout the history of darts, players like Peter Manley have made mind games a key part of their strategy. Peter Manley turned mind games into an art, using every trick available to unsettle his opponents. His tactics weren't only limited to the game. He would engage in psychological tactics that upset both the audience and his fellow players. One instance stands out clearly: the 2006 World Championships quarter-final match against Adrian Lewis. And this is our second moment in the list when the PDC match had gone wrong. At that time, Lewis was becoming a rising star, mentored by none other than the famous Phil Taylor. The quarter-final was an important match, and emotions were intense. Manley, however, decided to take his mind games up a notch. He constantly talked to Lewis, disturbing his focus and rhythm. The non-stop talking had a negative impact on Lewis, a young player with great potential, but lacking the experience to handle such a tactic. As the match went on, Lewis found it hard to deal with Manley's continuous talking. With every attempt, the disruption became more noticeable. Ultimately, during the 5th set, Lewis couldn't take it anymore. His frustration and distraction got the best of him, and he left the stage, leaving everyone, the crowd, officials, and even his opponent, surprised. Oddly enough, Manley's cunning strategy worked well. With Lewis thrown off his game, Manley won a tough victory with a score of 5-3 and a coveted spot in the semi-finals. Ironically, Manley's path led him to face his own mentor, Phil Taylor, in the final. However, the result was a humbling 7-0 loss, marking his 3rd final loss in the event and the 2nd time he had been defeated by the power. Manley's unapologetic approach remained the same even after the match. He believed he did nothing wrong and couldn't understand Lewis's reaction. To this day, he maintains this stance, reminding us that darts is not just about accuracy and skill, but also about the mental struggles that can change the course of a game very quickly. Third moment in our list: at the Ladbrokes World Darts Championship, a match that seemed promising took a bad turn due to unexpected situations. The attention was on Kevin Munch and Dennis Ovens, getting ready to compete in the darts game, but things turned out differently. As excitement grew, Ovens, who had many years of experience, entered the playing area with an underlying problem that would lead to his defeat. A trapped nerve in his back caused uncomfortable feelings throughout his body. The pain was clear, and it became obvious that this battle was not just against an opponent, but against his own body's limits. Ovens tried hard to continue the match, but sometimes, no matter how determined you are, the body's discomfort can't be overcome. After just one set, the pain became unbearable, and Ovens had to make a difficult choice. He had to quit the match, giving Kevin Munch a pass to the next round in an unexpected way. The twist of fate was hard to ignore. Munch had reached the second round through luck, rather than showing his dart skills that fans were expecting. His earlier win against Lee Chun-Peng had set up an exciting match against Ovens. Moving forward, Munch's journey would continue as he faced Steve Farmer to make it to the last 16 of the competition. On the other hand, Ovens, feeling sad, found himself thinking about how sports and life can be unpredictable. "I didn't want to stop," Ovens said, showing his disappointment. "But there was too much pain when I was throwing." The constant pain came from his job, the strain of working in construction. Finally, the big event of the World Darts Championship also took an unexpected twist on that memorable New Year's Day. It was a day of big prizes and high tensions, as Adrian Lewis and James Wade stepped up to face each other in the semi-finals. They didn't know that a seemingly harmless thing would turn this clash of the darts champions into a strange show. As the crowd waited at the Alexandra Palace, a breeze decided to come onto stage. A gust of air started to play with the path of the darts. Both Lewis and Wade expressed their unhappiness. Their accurate shots were being thrown off course by this unwelcome visitor. The situation was as confusing as it was annoying. This was the World Darts Championship after all, a peak of darts greatness. And yet here it was, a match coming to a sudden stop because of an unlikely enemy, a simple gust of air. The crowd, sensing how strange the interruption was, cheered with a mix of surprise and frustration. An effort was made to continue. A short attempt to restart the match was begun, but it quickly became clear that the unpredictable breeze wasn't ready to give up. Complaints continued, a group of disagreements with this unseen troublemaker. So, the players, officials and the audience had no choice but to admit they couldn't win against this breeze. Both Lewis and Wade, maybe driven by equal parts determination and surprise, decided to keep going. After all, champions are made when things get tough. With every door closed and every natural flow of air welcomed, the match started again. The stage was set once again for this strange showdown. As the darts flew through the air again, it was clear that the players were on a mission to take back their skill. Among the delays and stops, the game showed an amazing change. The defending champion, Adrian Lewis, who had been losing 5-1, made a comeback that people will talk about for a long time. A successful 6-5 win was recorded in the history of darts. The last darts were thrown at a late time, 12:48 AM to be exact. As the applause filled the dimly lit hall, there was a feeling of wonder and confusion. Don't forget to hit the bullseye so you never miss out on any of our amazing darts videos. See you next time.